My name is Alain Mitiero Tecurio. Welcome to the 16th Annual Hura Tahiti International and the first virtual Hura Tahiti Tahitian dance and drumming competition. Hura Tahiti started in 2005 and was the inspiration of my parents, Alex and Tanya Tecurio. Their goal was to bring the beauty of Tahiti through cultural and performing arts to the United States. My father invited master teachers, craftsmen, choreographers, drummers, and leaders to share their wisdom and knowledge in hopes of preserving and perpetuating the Tahitian culture for the next generation. Hura Tahiti has grown from the small venue in Garden Grove, California of 500 attendees to sold-out crowds filling the seats in Cerritos College. Before we start our event, I would like to open with a prayer. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for the many blessings which Thou hast given us. We're grateful for being able to be on this earth and to be part of this event at this time. We ask that Thou may continue to bless and watch over us, including those that are watching and those that are performing. We love Thee, Father, and we ask that we may be able to continue to show our love for our culture. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. On behalf of the Tecurio family, Maruruoa for supporting the family business that strives to honor our tupunas and pave the way for the next generation of storytellers and teachers. Now I have the privilege of introducing our master and mistress of ceremony for this year's event, Wailana Lee and Roy Asuena.
Welcome to week 4 of our Hura Tahiti virtual event.
Week 4.
Week 4.
Last one. Finito.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
Like all power.
Auntie Vailana.
Uncle Roy. Hi, guys. Our final day, we would like to introduce our esteemed judge one last time, because again, like we said, it's their job and their actual expertise on making sure that everyone gets their credit and due diligence for what they've done and have been doing this whole time during these most difficult time of the year to allow us to be here virtually 2021. So our first judge.
Head Judge, Auntie Lucy for Moana.
Judge number 2, Tuko Tecurio.
Number 3, Matani Kainuku.
Number 4, Rose Pereira.
Number 5, Kamaho'i Tuia.
And last but not the least, final judge 6, Mr. Hiti Aripeu. Our staff and planning committee have worked tirelessly again to ensure that all our guests, near and far, have a great time watching our loved ones perform their hearts out each and every week. Saturday from the entire month of June, leading up to this final and last week of June. We would like to showcase the showcase of different categories, and you can also check out our social media team to make sure you know what's coming up next. So please make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Hura Tahiti.
This year, in this time, virtual, so many people have come up and they're competing in this, and I just cannot even believe how many soloists and groups that we have participating. 324 soloists, 4 Hura Tau groups, 4 Hura Avatau groups, 3 Tamari'i, 9 Ahupurotu groups, 8 couple soloists, and 3 drumming teams. That is amazing. This year, we have groups joining us throughout the world, and we are grateful to our media team, Michael Langman from Langman Photography and Kim Bryson from Kim Bryson Photography. Yay! Without them, we wouldn't be. They set up this whole thing. They even have a stage crew,
Brought every week different kind setup.
Right. They did really good.
These guys are amazing. If you guys ever need kind of stuff like that, call them, because they got their own set crew. They're amazing.
Grip, set design, all of it.
Craft table.
So today is the final day of competition, and in this portion of our competition, we'll introduce to you 3 drumming groups and 4 Hura Tau groups. Moving into our drumming category, all 3 groups participating in this category are competing in the traditional and the creation competition.
Our first group hails from the beautiful island of Maui, under the direction of Sonny Mana Kekahuna, Ta'aroa Nui.
2 comes to us from Concord, California, under the direction of Olin, Kaleo'okalani, Caban, Te Otui, Fenua.
Oite, Yorana, mato te ie, te Otui Fenua, te ie te mapehe te hito, ta oto e whaata mai. Wharama te matamua, te ale taparu.
Fenua.
And our last group comes from Kapolei, Hawaii, under the direction of Kevin and Auli'i Kama, under the new name Heiva Nui. Enjoy.
Tomite yorana, maruru iti wharerera. Mato te, te pupu ori api, Heiva Nui. E te taripara, e te whakete, toere aratai, toere tahepe, toere tamao. Tomite, wharamai te pe, matamua, tiare taporo. Yorana, Evanue!
Aito mamai!
A ha'api'i, a parau, a o'opere. My father was a pure Hawaiian man, and he loved Polynesia, and he especially loved Tahiti. I have wanted to learn Reo Tahiti from a very young age. My feti'i is a paddling family, and growing up, one of my father's closest friends was Tahitian, and I used to love listening to him speak Reo Tahiti. I find it ironic that I would come into my profession that I have today, and my love for Tahitian culture actually started with paddling versus Ori Tahiti. I've always thought that a way to truly respect and to learn a culture is to learn their language. Learning Reo Tahiti was something that I've always wanted to do, but finding online resources to learn it has always been very difficult. This year I found Polylingual online and I enrolled in their 8-week Reo Tahiti language course, and it ended up being one of the best programs for language learning that I've ever taken. I continue to be one of their students even now, and they are truly an invaluable Reo Tahiti online resource for Tahitian language outside of Tahiti. Yorana oto o nani to uioa no te Fenua wahi mai au I Polonitia e pipi au e te Polylingual. E taata hamani ra a ahuvau no te Tahiti, I Heart Polynesia e Aloha Will Supply. Te haapi'i nei au te Reo Tahiti no te mea e hina aro wau, e vai tā mau to uti honoraa, I to ununaa, tau o hipa e te Ori Tahiti, e hina aro rahi wau e whaatura te mapeo no Tahiti. Maruru mai te e Polylingual no te haapi'i te Reo Tahiti, aroha nui.
Our final category for this year's Hura Tahiti International is our Hura Tau presentations. We have 4 professional groups participating this year. Nonosina Aito, men only. Nonosina Tapairu, women only. Tavake Rereata, Te Pupu ori to Rere. This year we asked the Ra'atiras to open the performance by presenting their theme to our audience. This will allow viewers an opportunity to understand the meaning behind the song choices and costume design.
In each of our group categories, our media team did not revise, enhance, or crop any videos as they were submitted. Our media compiled each video and prepared them for our judges to score them and guests to watch. We invite you now to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Hura Tau category.
Ama oye, huri ha ha, bach amaira, huri ha ha, avevo metere, huri ha, huri ha, huri ha, huri ha ha, huri ha, huri ha ha. A Heiva te Heiva. Yaurana ya Oto. My name is Tiana Nonosina Liufau, the Ra'atira of the group Nonosina. This year, I have exciting news to share with you guys. I entered only the Tane of Nonosina, and they will be entering the Hura Tau category as Nonosina Aito. So, our tumupurao is Te Tereo Teora, or the journey of life, or of the physical realm. So, none other than the nod to the people of Tahiti. We celebrate the Heiva i Tahiti. Now, I wanted to educate my Tane not only about the facet of Ori Tahiti, but the other parts of the Heiva that we celebrate. So I chose the Heiva tu aruma ohi to display in what you're about to see. So we have our orero that represents our boys, and that is Tai Maritirangi Buendia. And he opens up with a greeting to the Nuna, or the native people of Tahiti, to rise up. And he ends with a Heiva te Heiva. So this is the saying for the Heiva, that it's time for the Heiva. The next thing that we have is the Aparima, and I felt that this was a very important time for me to use the words of the Tahitian people. So I chose the music of Koru and their special song about the Heiva. About this year, we were actually deprived of our Heiva due to the pandemic that we're all experiencing. And so we will not hear the cry of the to'ere or the fa'atete or the tariparau. However, in our a'au and in ourselves as the ma'uhi people, this is where we will always celebrate the traditions of our tupuna, or of our ancestors. After this, we go into the hivino, and the hivino is just a fun celebration to tell the people to rise up, to be the support, calling all the warriors, and to show their strength. And this is the time to take action. After this is the orero of Tai, where he actually now starts to call out all the athletes. Okay, now that we're all riled up together, who's gonna be the one to carry the rock? Now we're getting into the ofa'i, or the different sports that we have. Who's gonna be the one to husk the coconut? Who's gonna carry the fruit on our shoulders? And the analogy that our authors, Stephen Moina Rivera, wrote was very beautiful. The analogy that they brought to us, well, who will carry the rock like we carry the traditions of our tupuna here on our shoulders? Who will husk the coconut as we peel the layers of our lives to understand our traditions? And who will race as we race against the hands of time to teach the next generation? Warriors, rise up. It's the Heiva tu aruma ohi. So after we have this, we have our pa'oa, where you will see the different depictions of the carrying of the rock, the fruit and husking of the coconut. And then after that, we celebrate our journey as we all continue to strive to move forward to reach new horizons. So this was our presentation, Te Tere o Te Ora. And I have with me Mahialani Mika to explain to you a little bit of the man'o of the Ahu Tahiti with you guys.
Yarana, I had the privilege to design the costumes or our a'ahu for this competition piece. And I had a lot of fun with this theme because it is a really heartfelt theme. When you think of Ori Tahiti, you know, in anyone's mind, I feel like anybody's mind, the first thing you picture are those beautiful headpieces, the taupo, the beautiful headpieces of the red and the yellows. We chose to use those colors because those are those classic colors that really go back in ancient Tahiti and represent the colors of the Auli'i or the royalty. And so we did that using the more. Here we have Tai, who did our orero, our ra'atira for this piece. We have his headpiece here. We have feathers, of course, our more. We also have our fara here that we use. We went a little bit into that real classic era and made use of the tassels. And we used the tutui here in order to kind of accentuate that piece to have it stand out on all of our tane. We also had a pareo here with beautiful, just classic standout colors. And the boys actually were able to tie their tihere, and that's what they wore in order to lift the rock and to husk the coconut. And we also had them change from their dancing portion of the Heiva, and they were able to change their ahu into what they would use in the Heiva tu'aro. And we also made use of our i'is as well. And so we had a lot of fun with this part, and I'm very proud to say that our tane helped to make all the parts of their a'ahu. And you know, that's always an important piece, being a dancer.
Yeah, and what's also to add with the tihere that we often wear in Heiva, and for the best dancer, which we are featuring our dancer Kona, who is born and raised in Nonosina, 3 generations. We wear tihere to dance, but oftentimes it's used when doing things like fishing or you're weaving, husking the coconut, because this piece right here that goes onto your knee, you can easily use it to wipe your tools or to wipe your hands and carry on. So we thought this was the most accurate adornment to kind of like push our theme or tumprao forward. I hope you guys enjoy. This is the Tane of Nonosina. I present to you Nonosina Aito. Heiva te Heiva.
ta oto, e tato paurua I te wharerea, Yaurana! Yaurana! mai no tātou. Nā pai e amo I te ōpai. Mai te mapapu. Te meu te hui puna. Nā pai e o te haai. Te pāpā. E muri mai tonu. Mai te tupura ao te tāata. I roto I te hiro atu. Mai te horo no timara ao. E moe to ea tia. A tu aro maohi. Nia! Oh! Rao! Hey! Nonosina, te pera I ho.
My name is Diego Alemán, and I'm the director of Rere in Guadalajara, Mexico. Our Tumuparau is the spirit of Hina the cannibal, a creation that is based on the traditional legend of Hina, the last cannibal woman of Rurutu.
In this legend, on the island of Rurutu, children began to disappear, and the king decides to investigate why.
He sends his best warriors, and they find Hina, who is guilty of eating human flesh.
They capture her, and in time, Hina dies, leaving her spirit free and wandering until she arrives to the island of Tahiti.
On the island of Tahiti, Hina's spirit finds some warriors resting, and it is there that they are possessed and become cannibals, causing fear on the island.
In the community of Hitia live the young and beautiful sorceresses, who realizing this and decide to help the warriors with their magic.
They pray to the gods and instruct them manna from the air, fire, and sea to make a cure for the warriors.
The warriors try to attack them in search of human flesh, but with the power that they have already collected, they manage to control the warriors and free them from Hina's evil spirit.
The grateful warriors decide to have a party on the island to thank the sorceresses for their help and love, and together with the whole island, they celebrate their freedom, and now the warriors will be able to take care of the whole island and its people forever.
Our Teatani tells the story of when the spirit of Hina possesses them and they become cannibals in search of human flesh. We use earth colors like brown and natural moire, as well as coconut fiber for the connection with the Fenua that the warriors cared for.
Otepahine tells when the sorceresses decide to help and prepare the cure with the man of the ocean, the wind, and the fire, together with the infinite love and the help of the gods. The custom is white pareu for the purity of the sorceresses, crown and hip belt of Auti for the connection with the Fenua, and the firi for the strength and the union between them to be able to fight against the evil spirit.
Oteamui tells the story of how the sorceresses cast their magic against the warriors and free them from the evil spirit.
Aparima Mui is an original creation of mine, the Mano Tehere, which shows the suffering of the warriors and the sorceresses willing to help and save the warriors, who gratefully give them their love. We use dress and Maro color wine from the elegance, passion, and love which made them win the battle, as well as white colors in crown with flowers and necklaces for the magic purity and humility of the warriors and sorceresses.
Baua, Hivinau, and Otea Final is the celebration that the warriors prepared to thank the sorceresses for saving them, and together with all the people celebrate the victory against the evil spirit of Hina. Muddy chocolate color as grand costume, and coconut plum and Auti crown from the connection with the Fenua, and a wooden necklace for the elegance of the celebration.
My goal as a Pupu Ori director is always to leave a positive message with our presentations. In this case, it is to tell everyone that no matter how difficult is the situation, there is always someone who will be there for you when you need it most. We are never alone, and we should always be willing to help those who need it most.
We hope you enjoyed this legend as much as we enjoyed preparing it. Thank you, Hura Tahiti, for the opportunity to share the love and respect we have for Auli'i Tahiti.
Maruru.
I Tahiti nei, wa Rereata mai te warua i Nonosina, i te ore no peu, i harohia te au no titahi ai Aito, no te poi arao hina, a te I o ta ata wa taparahi ai e ua amohia te I o tamari. No Rere, no te taparahi pine no ara te mau tamari, wa amatahia te mata rai te Fenua no Tahiti. te ori no hitia. I ora ai te mauta hua wahine repu wāwhara o hia rāra tū. No te mautoa no peu. O te haro hia te varua ino no hina. Wahine ai o rāno rurutu. E no te whaato patari i te varua ino. Wa ane rāra tū i te mana no te moana te matai e auahi. Wa ano i ra i tō ratu. Here whaito ore roa e te taata. I ua haa nati hia. Te rara mau mana e roto te ho e pure mana. Ita e tatua na i te e au. Ia tō pahia rai raro. E rima tauturu o te whaura mai, no te whaatia mai ia tatou. I rera o te taime, tātou noa te rima tauturu. Pāturu hi ai, e te mana o te here. au e te poirima te mana ona ora ore e vaina I te hoe tau e roto ia o te imareita ma fatu wa tupu roto ia te hutira aho he heroa e wa vauna e ta vaua ho whaau e wa here mai e whaaura ia wa here mai o e aurava e wa here mai e te mawatua e wa here mai e te hamatara e wa here mai e wa tau e te mamea toa wa orava na roto te mana o te here e wa here e wa here mai e te hamati ara e wa here mai e wa tau e te mamea toa wa orava na roto te mana o te here te iene te roto vau torina e na roto Whaaora ia te poiri e te ia te mana o te here e wa here mai e whaaora ia e wa here mai o e aura te mana o te here wa aro rata varua ino te rara wa pua roa I te mautahua wahine mai te maru au wa wharue maera te varua ino e wara maera te mautoa I ta ata maoti aere te tatara haparahi wahina aro ratu e whaatupu I te ho e oro a rahi no te haamaruro mai tai I te mautahua wahine no te ratu tiamara e ua whaatapuhi e mua I te roa wahine ia paruru mai tai te nuna ai te Fenua no Tahiti wa ora ai te mautoa no peu wa te amara o tu te nuna ai ahare mai amui mai I te iura ha amaruru raa no te mautahua wahine Wairoa e no hitia. Ia, raro. Lati mara te matoa e, yaura, aururu te mautahua wahine. Maruru mai tahi te mautahua wahine a repu e. Maruru mai tahi Hinia.
Ia rana tātou paato ai te ia mahana, o vau te ie o Mevina Liufau, e te ia mai nei o Napua Liufau, te noho nei maua I Tokyo I te Fenua tāpō ne. E arata I maua te pupu ori Tavake Rereata te I oa. Te ia tā tātou tumuparau, te ai o Maui e ia hina I tōna hiti, Maui e o hina.
We wrote Maui e o Hina in 2017, and like most of the work we do here in Tokyo, we don't have a chance to share it with our peers. So when we got news that Hura was back on, we were skeptical at first because, like many of us, 2020 hit hard in our business and personal lives.
But we thought of the Te Kurio family, Vokamataele, and of course my grandmother Estela Nonosina Reed, and the fact that our now smaller group needed something to work towards. So we decided to rewrite this theme and share it. Its story means more to us now than before.
One of the many challenges we face working from Tokyo, or just outside of Tahiti in general, is how to create something that doesn't feel forced or contrived to the audience, and especially the judges. So we lean towards themes that derive from universal human connections. Our cultures are so different. Everything is translated, so things take more time and often nuances get missed completely. We want our dancers to feel a personal connection to the stories in this culture that all of us are borrowing. We were excited when we saw that the rules were not binding in a way that suppressed our creativity. We had a smaller cast than we're used to working with, so within the confines of the rules, we took strong liberties with the camera angles. We looked crazy running around, and we only had one shot, one take, one day to make sure it would even work and that our videographer would even get it. So much anxiety knowing that if someone messes up towards the end, we would have to start all over again. The melody of the opening aparima was inspired by Israel Kamakawiwo'ole's Hawaiian Superman. All of the aparima, as well as the pa'ua and hivinau, are original and were written, composed by us, and recorded in our house by Mevina, which is not nearly as convenient as it sounds. Most of you can relate to a job that you can't go home from. It's a lot of pressure, but it's all we know. Mevina had to teach himself to become a one-man band because we don't have musicians out here and I can't sing. All ote'as but one are recorded by Mevina, re-recorded by Mevina, and the info for all of those ote'as are in the fact sheet.
All costumes were made by Ahu Tahiti. The materials used, such as more, nape, shells, and mother of pearl, all depicted different parts of our story. The weaving of rope with nape depicts Hina's hair, and the shells represented the items seen in the ocean as Maui fishes up the manta ray. The fafapiti costumes were made to imitate the body and color of the manta ray, and we used black fabric to symbolize the mare, or the lasso Maui made from Hina's hair to capture the sun. The paddles and hook were all made from real wood. Here's a QR code so you can follow the journey in English. The presentation is narrated throughout our orero and aparima so that the judges can follow the story seamlessly. Special thanks to Moana Blackstone and Te'eva Salmon from Tahiti for playing the role of Hina. Thanks to Iona, our amazing videographer, Charlie Okamura, and the Yamano Hall for letting us use their facility.
I really hope that this piece of our hearts translates to the screen. It was emotional and cathartic, and we are so grateful for the opportunity.
Te mautumite, e te huira atira, tatou pa'atoa, manava, maeva, yaurana. Tavake Rereata! Rere!
Across the expanse of Polynesia are tales passed along from the ancestors of a brave and mischievous hero named Maui. He lassoed the sun, brought fire to man, and even fished an island from the depths of the ocean. The stories change from island to island, but some things remain consistent. There was a feminine entity who aided in these great feats. Hina, whose name and relationship to Maui vary from legend to legend, is a constant whispered presence in the ambiance of Maui's triumph. As his grandmother, she lovingly lent her strong jawbone for him to use as a fishhook. As his sister, she was protected by him, bringing him nobility and providing us the vital coconut which sprouted from an eel that he defeated. We find in a few different stories that it was Hina's hair, full of mana, that was given to Maui to capture the sun. Throughout Te Moana Nui a Heiva belong many different Hina, and she represents the resounding essence of woman in the stories of the great Maui. So at first glance, this Tumupurau is a tale of Maui and Hina. However, we tried our best to look deeper and retell these stories of our tupuna, not by changing them, but by highlighting the definite existence of the feminine and masculine roles that helped emphasize love in these magical stories. If we look closer, this theme is about love, and the strongest actions of love often exist in the fine details. Who was Maui without Hina? Who are we without love?
Tape mai ni Aito mato va'a. Ahoe te va'a mai a Maui nui e ia hina i tona hiti. Rau taata o te ore I ite te ohipotana I rave. Na tō raua here whaito ore I whaora I a tātou pātoa. O vai o Maui aore ana e o hina. O vai te tāne aore ana e wahine. O vai tātou nei aore ana e here. E ore te ho e awha atua, e haru mai te rā, aure rā e tautai heire I te maumotu here hia. Maui e, Maui, Maui e o hina I tōna hiti. E ha e, ha e, ha e, ha e. E ha e, ha e, ha e, ha e. E whaati a atu mato ya oto, I te a ai o te ho e Aito, o te tau tai hare I te mauta a motu huru rau. E whaari I mai te he nei a ai o ta mato e pupu atu nei o tōna. Ma te tuata papa hohonu mai te atu te huru mau o te e toa. Wa tau taina o ia I te mauta a motu huru rau. Mai tāna matau mana mana. Hi ora amata mua e au te momotu. I te ho e papapitira te ho ho a. Te pua I te mana, mau I te tupuna. Te toa o te whenua, o oia ana e o hina I tāna rima. Maui, 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 e o hina tōna hiti. Maui, 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 e o hina tōna hiti. Whampa aho e o tana nei manu
te mana, mau te tupuna, te toa o te whenua, o oia ana e o hina tēnā rima. Maui, e o hi, Maui, e o hi, Maui, e o hina tōna hiti. Maui, e o hi, Maui, e o hi, Maui, e o hina tōna hiti. Ahoy amuyan e tātou, i ai te mau awe i arahi, te e taime o te e nei tere. Tamau te paina, iau te mau whaati ara a te mau tupuna. Ei whaahamana ora a iau tau, a au te roonui o maui, e tēnu atu ia hina. Manuia, ia ore te hoe wahine, he pupu I tōna rouru I te hoe tāne, o te I te puai. Inya iraro! E ha e, ha e, ha e, ha e. Rere I Hawaii, ei whaatia ni te maui a. Ia rawe e atu, e ha e, ha e, ha e, ha e. Ia maui tō wha a maui ta e mau atea. Tia I te here, tia I te rouru o hina e. E maui e o hina, aha, maui e hina, ha. E whamai te whawhapiti, e vai paari noa tā o e mātau. E te rouru o hina no te aratai atu. Te iaha, te iaha, te iaha maua. Te iaha, te iaha, te iaha maua. E mea rahi maua, te e whawhapiti. Ahi o mai te atu, e te au o e. E whenua oia, e whenua oia, hria. Maui, ati a amau, I tā o e mātau. A huti tā o e nape, taurau mai te I a. Mau mai te whenua, mau mai te whenua. Te e te whenua, nā tā o e mātau I mau mai. E te rourua hina I arataina.
Wahi o maira te mau taata I te whenua nei. O te ia e ta o tonoa nei. Aure e rawe ra au hipa. Tupua e ra ti hiahi. E ora o to a oia mai te mau taata nei.
A te hoi e atua hoi au nei. E tia nei te mau taata te marama no o mai au nei. No reira, e whauti nei au e. Tau I te reira, nā ue whauti te mau te rera ao hipa. Ha 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 ha.
E riri rahi o maui. E waroha hoi tāna hine. Oia I opua ai, e heire aro I te rā.
Atu e amuri no atu te tau, e na te here haawi.
No te haru mai, te marama, e aroa I te mahana. Oro I atu e amuri no atu te tau, e na te here haawi. E vaia e hia te rā, a tau a hiti no atu. Nā roto I te pua e o te hau,
Ta hunatia, wa mo'e, e huna e. Invisible, you are lost, hidden at last. Yaurana ya Oto. My name is Tiana, Nonosina Liufau, and I'm the Aito of the group Nonosina. I'm here to share with you a little bit of the tumupro of the entry of our Vahine cast, or Nonosina Tapairu. Our theme is Te Tere o Te Varua, or the journey of the spirit. This tumupro is very special to us, the Nonosina family and the dancers. This is the Tahitian belief system of what happens when one moves on to the next realm. So here we have the realm of man. But then when we transition on is when we take a different journey to the next realm. So in the Tahitian belief system, one version is that our spirit stays with our body for 3 days before taking this whole other journey that eventually leads us to Rereata, to Temehani Ura, or the base of the majestic mountain Temehani. The opening orero, you'll see I'm actually serving as the orero for this entry. This is a different approach. I immediately start off with day one, when the clouds have risen and the world came to an end. This is day one of the 3. I take you right to it. I had an amazing team with Stephen Moynell Rivera help me piece everything together. And I'm not understanding what is happening day one of the 3 before my journey takes flight. So I'm questioning, what is this voice that I hear? I keep turning and nobody replies. I get chicken skin with this state of confusion. However, I am very giving and exposing myself to the spirit Varua to guide my journey and to lead me. Immediately after that, you'll see my Vahine rush the stage, and now this is the journey of the spirit making its way to Temehani. Yeah, and after this, we have our Pa'oa and our Hivino, which talks about what is physically happening with the environment to show that the spirit is taking this journey. And then I end transitioning into my aparima. I actually have, you'll see some vahine with the Auli'i that represent the spirits that are actually in that limbo state still, and that are in actually the state of po. And then you'll see some of the girls in a different color, which I'll have Mahialani Mika explain to you in just a little bit. And I end my presentation with aparima, which is none other than the words of Ma'ohi, or people from Tahiti, with Nohore Temeana, with Rea Varua, which that song is, it's still difficult for me to even speak about, because I felt that it was a beautiful, beautifully written of the whole process. But in the end, we know by looking up into the sky that that spirit of our loved ones has made its way to Rohotu Na'anoa. So I'm going to turn the time over to Mahialani Mika to talk to you about this beautiful A'ahu Tahiti, or adornment that she created for this piece.
Yarana, this is a very different, very touching theme, or tumuparao, that Tiana chose. And personally, for the two of us, there are a lot of different, very close, monumental people in our lives that have passed on. And so it was easy, but not easy to be able to, because the experience was there, but it's not an experience you want to revisit over and over. But we had to for this. And so when I created the taupo'o for the vahine, we knew we wanted to use the revarava, which is here at the top, and we wanted it to go very, very high. It's kind of as high as we could get it, because I wanted it to look like an ascension, like you were ascending up to the spiritual realm. It starts all around us, but eventually it's up where the clouds are, it's up where the mountain peaks are. And so I took the fara all the way around and the more all the way around, and I wanted it to look very aerial, like very airy as well, not a really solid base and a solid piece, because it had to look like very spiritual. And so that was my, really what I wanted to do, my vision for this. And with the rava at the top, which is the young part of the coconut leaf that comes out, and the way that the rava moves, there was really no other material that we wanted to incorporate here. And also the wahine have, our kind of take on a more skirt, but more natural, even more natural than that, less processed, meaning less things done to it. So really to just look like tapa that was just kind of stripped. Everything was just as natural as we could really have it.
And so when you see the red amulet, which you'll see in our presentation, this was something very deep and cultural context to it. This was when the spirit makes its way, we have the guardian or romatane who will give you a red amulet, which serves as a very important function. It warns off evil spirits. And when you arrive to Rohotu no Anoa, this is your offering. So this, I hope you enjoy might not be the right word, but that you are able to feel what we feel and celebrate as well as mourn with us. I know a lot of us, this isn't just pertinent to ourselves, but this is the cycle of life. And so we pay homage to, for us directly, our Nonosina creative force, to the recent loss of my grandmother, Estela Nonosina Reed. Also, we pay respects to our musical director, Voka Mataele. We pay our respects to Le'awhionga Launa Tausala Toilolo. And we also pay our respects to our auntie, Mahelani Mika's mom, Eileen Koanui. And of course, to the director of this very event, Uncle Alex Tecurio, in which these are all pillars for all of us involved, especially in Nonosina. So beyond the guidelines of competition, we really dug deep and made it something that we all can really grab from our and make it very organic and as real as possible. So this is dedicated to you, whose names that I have just spoke. You are now our star that made its way to the sky. So, Faftai Tele Lava.
O vai teie. E aha teie reota ufa o nei. E reo pi teie. Huri to waro. Ariu era vau. O taratara tura to tino. Aure tata. O vau an e. O vau ho I te tata nei. Te mua ya oi. Te mua ya oi. Vevo mai na tore o iti. Te yeo. Te yeo. Wamu. Wamamu. Wamureteo. E praumawa nei te reira. E ha oi. E tāpau. E ata. E manutea. E varuae. E varuae. A tauturu mai nā. Arata ina ia ui te nei. Rereata
So.
So, sister, I would first off say that it's always a pleasure to always MC with you. You are you're the, Aretha Franklin of MCs. You are beautiful in heart, and your soul is genuine as your.
Stop it!
I'm just telling the truth. Hello, but I guess for me, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one man's vision.
No.
And for me, Alex and my wife Kathy and I, we go back way back to where we were members of the first portion of Hitia, and it's always been a joy. He gave us our blessing to form our group. He was instrumental in helping us with our group when we first formed it. So my memories of Alex have never left, and nor will they. But though I didn't have a chance or the opportunity to speak at the funeral, I will say on behalf of my wife Kathy and my family, thank you for the memories. You'll be missed, brother, but we lived through you, through your dream, and we will continue to bless our presence because you're here with us. So from Kathy and I, and to the rest of the family, and to Tanya, blessings.
Alex, so much to say. When I was first contacted about doing this, it really gave me a place of joy, because what other way to celebrate who he was to our community, to this community, and to his family, but to hold this virtual competition. And I'm so proud of the girls and the family for doing this, and my love, my prayers are always going to be with you from here till the end of time. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this.
Yorana, my name is Malia Erenetafua, and on behalf of the Tekurio family, we would like to thank each of you for joining us at our first virtual Hura Tahiti International Competition. Last year was a hard year for everyone. COVID shut down so many of our cultural events, and our annual Hura Tahiti was canceled due to the pandemic. So we took this time to focus on our family and to weigh the pros and cons of possibly moving into the world of virtual competitions. What we didn't want to lose was the spirit of Hura Tahiti, the purpose of why my dad, Alex Tekurio, created this event. He was adamant that Hura Tahiti hold fast to the language and traditional aspects of the Tahitian culture. He also enjoyed the opportunity once a year of bringing all of his friends together to celebrate one another. I was one of the lucky ones who was able to work backstage at Hura, and whenever I would run through the staff room to either go ask a question or talk to our scoring team, I would always find my dad in the staff room, watching the event live on TV, surrounded by some of his friends. Hura truly is a celebration of family, culture, creativity, performing arts, and friendship. Prior to my dad's passing in October, he asked his family to try and keep Hura going, and in his words he said, quote, "Do it for the next generation. They need to know their roots. Hura is a good place to remind them of why language is so important. Try to keep it going," end quote. This year, we did. Under the guidance of my mom, Tanya Mahealani Ross Tekurio, we kept our promise. Thank you to all of our sponsors who so graciously donated to our event: Aloha Hula Supply, Polylingual, Pacifica Drums, and Tahiti Tourism. A big marururoa to our Hura Tahiti team who helped make this event possible. Bryson Kim and Michael Langman were asked to head our media team, compile all the videos that you watched throughout this month, and prepare them for all of our judges and our guests. Their job was not easy, but with every meeting that I had with them, their spirit and positivity made it easier for me and my siblings to continue planning this event. Thank you to our social media team for consistently keeping our guests updated with our ever so popular hashtag Road to Hura. To our sponsorship teams, Scoring team and planning team, thank you so much. We know that the success of Hura Tahiti is because of the support and hard work of everyone around us. To our MCs, Uncle Roy and Auntie Vailena, thank you for keeping the spirit of Hura alive, even if it was virtually. We appreciate all of your time and your support. To our esteemed panel of judges, Auntie Lucy, Uncle Tuko, Auntie Rose, Uncle Matani, Kamaho'i, and Hiti, thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with each of us this year. All of our judges were chosen because of their contribution to the Tahitian community, not just in Tahiti, but internationally. We have felt the passion and love behind every beat, every musical note, and dance from our youngest Tamati soloists to the heartbeat of our groups, the drummers. And to our Ra'atitas, who are the unsung heroes of the cultural and performing arts community, marururoa for your time and commitment. As a teacher myself, I know how many sleepless nights you've had preparing for this event. From costume making to transitional lineups, your hard work does not go unnoticed. And in closing, we are so grateful. Thank you for supporting our family and supporting an organization committed to preserving and perpetuating the beauty of Tahiti through cultural and performing arts. In the last few months that we were blessed to have my dad here on earth, we watched as he fought so hard to be with his family, to watch his grandchildren grow up, but more importantly, to be by the side of his eternal companion. We dedicate this event to you, Dad, Te Faufa Atupuna, in remembrance of our ancestors and in honor of those who have paved the way for all of us. And to our guests, we wish each of you a safe and blessed year, and we look forward to meeting all of you in person next year at Hura Tahiti 2022. Marururoa.
My full name is Alex Tiana. I was born in Tahiti. The name of my group is called Hitia'opera, which means the rising of the sun. The things that we do now is not only about dancing, but it's a culture, it's about respect for your elders and things like that. It's still the same as I had before to teach the culture to all those that want to learn. The plan for the group is to always do the best they can to never give up. Everybody, all cultures are the same, from the same source.
Fenua rupe rupe, to'u aya here. Anda pato o e fetia, piloto i to'u nea, o mera o ia. E te o te o Aito aya here. Anda pato o e fetia. o aina